Oh my gosh, Andy, where are you? Are you in an alternate dimension? Nah, it's okay guys, I'm just on vacation. This is my parents' house. Hey guys, so sorry about no video last week. I was in what you might call an absolute funk. I was absolutely up to my eyeballs in stuff I had to do before spring break, but now I'm on spring break, so everything's gonna be fine. But yeah, I was in a pretty epically bad mood last week, so I really didn't want to film a video and I didn't have time. So I decided this week I'd make a video about what to do when you are in a funk. Now I think we should start off with this by defining what I might call a funk. A funk is when you're in just a bad mood and you don't want to do anything, see anyone, or listen to anything. You just don't want to be, basically. Now being in a funk is sometimes a little necessary because it's just your body's way of telling you you need some cool off time and you need some me time, which I genuinely need a lot of. I'm a very self-centered person. And when you have nothing that you need to do, then being in a funk is perfectly acceptable. It's acceptable to, at that point, let the funk ride out, which is basically what I've been doing all of this week of spring break. But because funks strike at any time and place, you could be in the middle of, oh, say, studying for midterms when a funk strikes you. When you're in a funk, because you don't want to do anything or see anyone, then the best thing you can do is be alone, and that can help the funk ease itself. I wouldn't recommend forcing yourself to be around people because you might actually kill them. Hi, Jasmine. When you're in a funk, spend time with an animal. They tend to be comforting and you don't hate them. Who's a good kitty? Who's a good little kitty? Are you a good kitty? When you're in a funk, listening to your favorite music I find is always helpful. How can you stay mad when you're listening to Pillow Talk by Zayn? How can you stay mad when anything having to do with Zayn is happening? When you're in a funk, it's important to find out if there's anything in particular that put you in that funk and eliminate it for the duration of the funk. Say a particular person is getting on your nerves. I wouldn't talk to them when you're in a funk. Or maybe reading the news about how stupid people are. Don't read that when you're in a funk, because you will just get angrier. Sometimes, even though it goes against exactly what you want at that time, the best way to cure a funk is to get some fresh air and go outside. I know, coming from me, that's scary. Andy's recommending you go outside. Surely the apocalypse is coming. Being in the fresh air really just clears your head a little bit and you can think a little bit more clearly. Another way that I found is a good way of getting out of a funk is to watch something that you really enjoy, say a movie or a television show. I personally like to watch some of my favorite YouTubers because, as you all know, I'm YouTube obsessed. One of the best anti-funk YouTubers I think I know is AmazingPhil. He's just so cheerful and happy all the time in his videos and he just really makes me feel cheerful and I feel like I can do anything once I've watched him. Foods high in carbs I highly recommend when you're in a funk, unless you hate carbs, in which case avoid those. But honestly, the best way I think to get out of a funk is to just do the things that you want to do. Just take away a couple of hours from whatever you need to do and spend some time doing what you love, whether that be baking or working in the garden or playing Fallout 4 mindlessly for a couple of hours. What a funk is your mind and body telling you that you need to spend some time by yourself just enjoying yourself. It's basically a stress reaction. So yeah, you may end up feeling a little bit guilty about wanting to spend some time with yourself, but I really don't think you should because you're the most important person in your own life. So if you ever find yourself in a funk, just remember, we've all been there and you can get through it. Do you guys ever get into funks? I want to hear about it. Leave me a comment about your experience with funks down below. Thanks for joining me on this trip into Andeeland, guys. You can click here to be sent to my last video where I talked about these people who nearly broke into my house because they thought it was theirs, basically, and it's a long story. Just click here. It's pretty funny now, but it was weird at the time. And you can click down below if you want to subscribe to my channel if you want to hear more from the depths of my brain. Don't forget to thumbs up this video, and I will see you next week. Bye, guys!